this riverbank here, and are we rolling?
Sounds on now.
Okay. So Kurt and I have been working our way to the west down this riverbank. Every once in a while you'll find a great big patch of river cane, and that's where some folks have reported some activity in the past, and the residents of this land had reported back in 2014 seeing a river ape running between the trees down in this area. So we always are cautious around these stands of river cane and very watchful. When we first came in, we've been watching the opposite bank of the river because that's private property over on the other side of the river, and that's some, looking at the aerial photographs, that is some real thick woods over there. That's where we had heard all the sounds back in the spring, the howls and the wood knocks, and that's where the big piece of timber was thrown from the woods at us when Natalie and Tara were here. So we try to watch that side of the riverbank while we're here. When we first got here and walked down to the bank, Kurt noticed that there was some movement over on the other side there. So we've been watching those woods fairly closely. But just a couple of things we wanted to point out as we go down through here. We'll keep moving.
Okay, we're rolling.
Kurt had noticed possible footprint here on the riverbank a few minutes ago, and of course, me being clumsy and stumbling around, I stepped on the end of it, so you'll see a partial boot print. He was trying to tell me where it was, and I stepped on it, but it's right here. You can see toes and then a heel. It's interesting that there's some broken mussel shells around here. So, but we'll measure this and see what we've got here. You can see where I stepped on the end of the print here. It's interesting how the sand is dislodged here, and looks like maybe from the tip of the toe to the heel is about 12 inches. This area right here. But that's been about the only footprint that we've seen that clearly looks like a footprint this morning down in this area.
Morning's not over.
Right. So it's just a few inches wide here across the width of the, maybe about 4 inches at the most. But when we were here in the spring, we found that set of adult prints, and then the smaller, some 9-inch, look like juvenile prints. So very interesting, always interesting down in this area. But we're going to continue moving back east now, down the sandbars, see if we can find any other footprints or evidence. The only boot tracks or human prints that we've seen, shoe prints or boot prints this morning down here on the river, have been ours. There shouldn't be any other humans down here. Kurt has obtained permission for us to come down here on the riverbank below this property, but we don't know of anybody else that has permission, and so the only boot prints you're seeing is where we've been moving up and down the sandbars.
We have moved down the river west, across from the view here of the camera. That's where we were earlier filming. We found that track, possible track, down there, and we have moved around the outer part here. It's just crazy with deer track and bedding and everything. Evans wanted me to get a shot of this. It's good view of the river. Evans did some Googling and pulled up the Google map and zoomed in on this area. Right where the camera's pointing right now that is that most heavily wooded area for miles up and down this river. Unfortunately, it's government owned. The Fort Reno owns that over there. So not only is it game, it's game protected over there. It's the largest wooded area in the whole area for miles, east and west along the river. And if you look at a map, you can see how the river, it'll meander north, meander south, but it's basically making its way east and west along this area. And again, that's where we were. So we're going to move on, try to catch up with Evans. I'll just keep rolling. Oh, there he is up there. That orange hat really shows up. But we didn't want to get an arrow.
There's a corn feeder right over here above the ravine, and then there's a blind. There's a pop-up blind in the trees right there on the ravine, just in case there's somebody in there.
Yeah, good idea.
See it? It's right at the top of the ravine. Right where it should be, right at the top of the ravine. There's a blind path through about 6 feet. So I think I will return.
Yeah,
If there was somebody in there, they'd probably be yelling and cussing at us.
yep.
But I think it's late enough in the day that,
Early in the morning,
yeah.
late at night.
Yeah.
We may be off property
Yeah.
here. Could be. I'm a rolling. Anyway, and I'll be able to show you later how easy it will be to edit.
All right.
And another good feature of this, it'll come directly out of the camera in a format that'll go directly to YouTube.
So we've moved about as far east as we can. We've actually, I think we've crossed over onto private property. We've found a corn feeder and a pop-up blind just at the top of this ravine. So we're going to start moving back west again, back onto the property where Kurt has permission to be. So anyway, still hasn't warmed up much this morning, but we're getting some good exercise out here, and we're looking forward to seeing how the footage turns out on Kurt's new camera. Thanks, y'all.
And it went to still shot. We're rolling now. Film.
Okay, we're on our way back to the truck. We're above the riverbank now, but we found this beautiful open area here, and we're on the property where we have permission to be. And so we're going to talk to the owner and see if he would let us camp in this area. Because the river's just a few yards right over here is the riverbank. So to have an observation post out here at night and just listen, put out our cameras, put out our recorders, and this would just be a fantastic area for that. So we're going to see what we can do about camping out here.
Looking forward to getting some cameras set up again. Hopefully we'll get more. I don't mind getting the deer, to be honest with you,
Right.
Evans. I like looking at some. What did we get last time? 8-point?
Yeah, we got 2 nice bucks and several does on the camera. So it just tells us there's food supply out here, and they're running up and down the river. There's just highways of deer tracks on the riverbank here. So there's plenty of food in this area, plenty of cover. The area over on the opposite side of the riverbank, we're going to see if we can get permission to get over there. That's the thickest woods in this area, is over on that south riverbank.
Anyway, it's the beautiful part of this whole area is there's no people. They don't come down through here. As a matter of fact, one of the residents that of the few people that actually live out here on the game preserve is a police officer. So his SUV is sitting right there at the entrance almost as you come in, and that's a good deterrent. They don't have people now. You could come in down the river and trespass here, but again, if you got caught, it'd be a big. It wouldn't be like trespassing on somebody and you get a misdemeanor. I believe it'd be even worse to cross the river over here on the government-owned land. But anyway.
But Kurt and I both have kayaks now.
Yep.
And so we're looking forward to the spring when we can put those kayaks on the river, cover a lot more ground, cover these more remote areas, and see if we can find footprints, activity, evidence. Who knows what we might spot if we sneak up along through the water there. Okay, we are back to the truck, getting ready to bug out, but we've had a good morning out here. We found a great camping spot, so we're looking forward to coming back out and doing some night ops in this area, see what sounds and sights we can come up with. I know it's been kind of a cold day, but actually we kind of prefer this time of year, especially in the thickness down here by the river, because we don't have to worry about snakes, ticks, poison ivy. We're not sweating. So this is actually a pretty nice time of year to be out here on the river. Lots of animal activity, and so we're hoping to get some good evidence out here.
Appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.
Oh yeah, and from Kurt and I, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.